Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm sweating today so much, I don't know if you can see it, because I'm in the Caribbean. This is the final video for the season. Let's talk a little bit about the whole queer journey. I started this journey about 3 years ago. I kind of had this lingering thought in my head how I always wanted to start a YouTube channel. I wanted to kind of have this talk show, but I was never sure what it was going to be. Finding a lot of comfort within my sexuality, I came up with a concept and knew I wanted to talk to people about their journeys within the LGBTQ+ community, mainly to learn for myself, create a little bit more empathy within me. I started by reaching out to the slim amount of queer friends that I had and asking them, hey, meet me for a coffee. I want to get to know you and your story. And that's where I started the interview phase. I would record it, go back home. So I asked them to meet me for a coffee and I would interview them and ask them tons of questions about their story, record it, go back home, listen and see what areas or what questions I could come up with after. And that started the initial phase of the interview process. So thank you friends for allowing me that space and energy. After every single time I met with a person, I came back home and I felt so inspired by their stories, like beyond. At the beginning of 19 is when I started working with some really creative friends of mine. We came up with the name Quear, Q-U-E-A-R. I worked with one of my friends on building the branding, which was different skin tones to represent the diversity within the queer community also. And that's what created the initial aesthetic of what queer is now. At the beginning of 2019, I bought my first camera, I bought my Diva Light, and I bought my mic. And without having any clue of what to do, but a lot of YouTube tutorials and courses later, I started filming myself. Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. I've always wanted to say that. And welcome to my channel. Brand new to YouTube, this is my first video. Yes, this is the start. This is Finley Porter. Yeah, just like Rihanna. Just like Rihanna. Yes, it's me, your boy, Finley P. And this is my adventure. Stay there, sit back and relax. In July of 2019, I filmed my first interview with Macky. Thank you so much for having the belief and courage and just allowing me the space to create and have fun. Macky, I'm so grateful for you.
Because it's not just transitioning with yourself, it's a transition with your entire lifestyle and people around you as well. So when he passed away, not even knowing, getting to know me as me, getting to know me as a trans female, that really kind of haunted me, and so now I live by it. I wish he got to know me as myself. Know that your worth is within you and not outside of you.
I love that. I love that. I actually filmed 3 other interviews in 2019, but I didn't use any of the footage.
That later on when we get into my sobering up and not even my sobering up, but me telling them exactly what I was doing in my life and how many drugs I was doing. That's why I think that's where all the guilt comes on their end, because they just didn't know.
Growing up, I was told or made believe that if you're gay, it means you didn't have a strong father figure. If you're gay, it means you were abused or something as a child. If you're gay, something happened to you to make you gay.
I was actually enjoying catfishing people. Can you imagine that?
You were a catfish?
Catfishing people.
You were a catfish?
Yeah.
At the end of 2019, things got a little stagnant for me and I just couldn't find the space or the energy or the time or the mental capacity to get things up and running, and I just didn't know what I needed to do. So I enrolled in a YouTube course and I took that and I started learning a little bit more about the YouTube world and how I should get there, but I still wasn't fully committed. So beginning of 2020 comes and one of my friends challenges me. They're like, you've been talking about this for such a long time, but you have not done anything about it. And if you know anything about me and what gets me motivated, is a little tough love. So she made me set a date on when I was gonna launch. So this was the end of Feb. I set my date for 2 months. It is amazing what you can get done with a lot of pressure.
Love that.
Yeah. Exchange.
Love that.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. Love that. I love that. Love that. Love that. Love that. I love that. I freaking love it. I love that. Love that. Yeah. I love that. Love it! The IG concept came together, the logo for Quear came together, the animation, the music. I learned how to edit, I learned how to do Photoshop. I refilmed Suza, Kley, and Brent's stories and had them edited. I filmed my own intro video. All of this came together in 2 months. And bam! Here we launch in May 2020. What do you think of the next steps for inclusion in the LGBTQ plus community?
Honestly, like things like this.
Equal like representation in like mainstream media.
Be more queer in public, more diverse castings for shows.
There's no terms of come out.
Being seen as equals in the workplace.
The acceptance of gender nonconforming and trans people.
Just by creating more safe platforms for people to speak up.
We see new roles coming up for people like me.
The people who have fear and hatred in their hearts to really address their own shadows and work towards transformation.
I'm exploding.
It's so fucking hot. So here we are now, 7 months down the line and 13 people's stories later. I've had that opportunity to work and collaborate with some of the most amazing queer people that I've met in my life.
This is my ASMR and I'm gonna be chewing in my mouth.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Take 3?
Yeah.
I like doing that.
Take 3! Oh my god! Welcome back to my show! Fuck the haters!
Because I like to have control. So, I don't want to believe that the universe...
I think we covered a lot. We covered Indigenous sovereignty, Latin back, queer, two-spirit, bi, fluidity, rename Canada.
Coming for you.
If you can love yourself, how in the hell you can love somebody else?
Can I get an amen up in here? Amen!
Remember that if you crinkle up $100 bill, it's still worth the same.
So unprofessional.
Yeah, I could too. I'm itching. So many itches right now. Pause. Okay. Because Finn tells me every single time I itch my nose on camera, he catches it.
It's this shall to pass.
Okay.
No, this too shall pass. Sorry, I fucked up my favorite quote.
Polyamorous belief system. Polyamory.
I prepared that one.
Sure.
Day after day. Back, it's like, that's great. Like, Susan, that you can take that time. Susan can be very distanced from what's actually going on.
Okay. Still thinking about all the problems in the world.
Cuter than your ex-girlfriend.
Yeah. Snatched.
And your current one.
And you're mad about it.
Yeah. Let's talk in tongue.
Let it go.
Let it go.
Don't hold those thoughts
Not
in
anymore.
Let it go. Let it go.
Let it go.
Watch these shows from the comfort of your own home, honey.
Amen. From your couch.
Yeah, you don't even have to change and shit. You don't have to put on your makeup, girl.
You can lay naked if you want.
If you want, you just do what you want.
Yeah. You're a lot. And that sums up season 1 in Vancouver. And here are a couple things that I've learned from the people that I've been chatting with that have pretty much said the same messages. Learn how to love that authentic version of you, because your uniqueness is the reason you're on this earth. Don't judge someone before you get to know them, because you do not know what they have been through in their life. Don't live your life worrying about what other people think. If someone's negative to you, majority of the times, they're just hurting themselves. So ignore that and don't live in fear. Whoever you are, wherever you are, there's a community out there waiting to embrace and love you. Live your goddamn truth. It's worth it. So for me, closing the season, I just want to say a massive thank you to every person that has come on here and shared their story and allowed that space and energy to be open and vulnerable and teach me and all the people that have watched this season something. I also want to say thank you to all the people who have subscribed this season, who have followed along, who have commented, who have liked, who have shared, and just started to build this little queer community. I'm super grateful for you. And whoever you are, wherever you are, keep shining and don't let anybody dim your light, because your light is so worth it in this world. We are going to dive into Barbados culture, understand the LGBTQ communities within Barbados, and some of the places that are doing a lot of work here. We'll also get very genuine stories from people that live in Barbados too. So super excited to bring that to you. That will be launching in February or March, so stay tuned. We will be doing some behind the scenes here and there, so you guys will be up to speed. But thank you so much for tuning in. As always, love you guys, sending all my love and positivity, and ciao for now. Thank you, mate.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
So, so grateful.
I love you.
I love you, honey.
There you have it.
No, it's good. Good night, folks.